Winning in the NFL is tough, but losing? Well, some teams made that look way too easy. Some teams were bad because of injuries. Others, because their coaching decisions made zero sense. But when you just keep losing game after game, it becomes something worse than just a bad season. It becomes a historically bad streak. Since 2010, some teams went on losing streaks that were so brutal it made fans question why they even showed up on Sundays. Let's start with 2010, where one team found a way to lose every single week until it was too late. The 2010 Panthers were not a fun team to watch, unless of course you were playing against them. Carolina lost 7 straight games to close out the season, finishing with a 2-14 record, the worst in the league. Their offense, dead last in points per game. Their defense, a speed bump. The result, head coach John Fox was gone, and the Panthers hit the reset button, Control-Alt-Delete. But if you thought that was bad, wait until you hear about the 2011 Colts, who lost their franchise quarterback and completely collapsed. No Peyton Manning, no wins. The Colts went from 10-6 in 2010 to a dumpster fire in 2011. With Manning out for the season, Indianapolis lost their first 13 games, somehow making Curtis Painter a starting NFL quarterback along the way. By the end of the season, they finished 2-14, fired head coach Jim Caldwell, and secured the number 1 overall pick. But there was a silver lining. They drafted Andrew Luck and finally ended the nightmare. The Colts' nightmare was over, but for the Chiefs and Jaguars in 2012, the pain was just beginning. 2 teams, 1 identical losing streak, unlimited pain. The Chiefs and Jaguars both went on 8-game losing streaks, finishing the year 2-14, and looking like they were actively trying to lose. The Jaguars somehow had an even worse offense than the Chiefs, but KC's defense, it was a VIP entrance to the end zone. The result? Both head coaches fired. No shock there. The Chiefs rebounded quickly in 2013. The Jaguars, well, let's just say it took a bit longer. But if you thought those teams struggled, the 2013 Texans took losing to a whole new level. Imagine starting the season 2-0 and then never winning another game. That's exactly what happened to the 2013 Texans. They proceeded to lose 14 straight games, finishing with a 2-14 record and setting fire to an entire season. Matt Schaub, turnover machine. The defense collapsed faster than a bad souffle. And head coach Gary Kubiak fired before the season even ended. It was one of the most shocking collapses of the decade. But the Titans in 2014, they were just as bad. The difference? No one expected them to be good in the first place. The 2014 Titans were so bad, you probably forgot they even existed. They went 2-14, including a 10-game losing streak to close out the season. They had zero identity on offense. Their defense might as well have been playing flag football. And the result? The number 2 pick in the draft. They used it to draft Marcus Mariota. Did it fix anything? Not really. Meanwhile, in 2015, the Titans somehow found a way to keep losing. Different year, same Titans. After their 10-game losing streak in 2014, Tennessee followed it up with a 7-game losing streak in 2015. They finished 3-13, and once again, another head coach got sent packing. At least they weren't the 2016 Browns, who somehow made losing an art form. The Browns' 1-15 season was so bad, it almost made going 0-16 look inevitable. Spoiler, it was. They lost 14 straight games before stealing one in Week 16. Their quarterbacks, absolute dumpster fire. Their defense, possibly worse. The only positive, they got the number 1 overall pick and drafted Myles Garrett. Unfortunately, they followed it up by doing even worse in 2017. Yep, the Browns did it. A perfect season of losing. They became just the 2nd team in NFL history to go 0-16, joining the 2008 Lions in football infamy. Everything about this team was comically bad. Quarterback play atrocious. Defense non-existent. Coaching? Oh boy. Head coach Hugh Jackson, he somehow kept his job after going 1-31 in 2 seasons. But unlike the Browns, the Cardinals in 2018 at least found a way to win a few games. The 2018 Cardinals were painful. They endured a 6-game losing streak, finishing 3-13, the worst record in the NFL. Head coach Steve Wilks, one and done. Packed up faster than a tourist in Phoenix summer heat. They drafted Kyler Murray the next year, and just like that, things started to turn around. But if Cardinals fans thought they'd seen the depths of despair, the 2019 Cincinnati Bengals were poised to redefine rock bottom. The 2019 Cincinnati Bengals didn't just struggle. They embarked on an 11-game losing streak, marking the worst start in franchise history. Under first-year head coach Zach Taylor, the team struggled mightily, with quarterback Andy Dalton benched mid-season in favor of rookie Ryan Finley. The offense floundered, averaging a mere 17.4 points per game, while their Swiss cheese of a defense surrendered an average of 26.3 points per contest. The Bengals' lone bright spot, securing the #1 overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, which they used to select quarterback Joe Burrow, offering a glimmer of hope for the beleaguered franchise. One losing streak ends, but the scars last forever. Losing streaks in the NFL are brutal, but some of these teams took losing to an entirely new level. Some bounced back quickly, others, they spent years trying to recover. Which losing streak was the worst of the decade? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love deep dives into NFL disasters, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because in the NFL, losing is temporary, but embarrassment lasts forever.